Hello and welcome to the Loyola Academy Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us this evening. Just have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. If it's for a specific school, just name the school in your question. Your camera and microphones are off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening. Be sure to sign up for additional ones if you haven't done so already. And this presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Loyola. Very quickly, we are in session B1 on the left part of the screen, the top left part of the screen that I am sharing. Those are the 6 schools that will be presenting, and we will get a nice little tour of the US in this session. So I've gotten the housekeeping stuff out of the way. I will now step out of the way and turn it over to our first representative from Xavier University.
Well, thanks, Russ. This is such a treat for me. I usually have to go last because we're always alphabetical. So glad to not be last today. So hi, my name is Julie Nelson. I'm the Regional Recruitment Director at Xavier University, based here in the Chicago suburbs. And I am pleased to tell you a little bit more about my university. Of course, we are one of the 27 Jesuit universities in the US, as we all are in this session today. We are located in Cincinnati, Ohio, so just about 5 hours from Chicago, or a very quick 45-minute flight direct from Midway, or actually now O'Hare too. So you've got those options. If you know anything about Xavier, you know that our mascot is the Musketeer. And if you know anything about Musketeers, you know that their rallying cry is all for one and one for all. And that's really how we live the experience at Xavier, is making sure that we support and challenge our students in a way that only the Jesuit educated can. One of my favorite things that really brings this whole idea of all for one, to the forefront are these people. This is our move crew. And every fall when our freshmen move in, this group of people in their highlighter yellow shirts meets our new freshmen at their residence hall to cheer them on, to welcome them, but probably most excitingly and most importantly, to carry their things from their car into their residence hall room. So just one really visible way we show you that, hey, you're here now, you are part of the family, and we are truly all for one. Just a little bit about our student body. Like I said, we're 5,000 undergraduates, about 2,000 graduate students. We are mostly from outside of Ohio, and I think that really adds to the experience that our students have on campus. Our average class size is just about 20 students. So when you're sitting in class, certainly you'll have friends from Cincinnati and Columbus and Cleveland, but you'll also have friends from Chicago and Milwaukee, from St. Louis, from Atlanta, from Boston. You'll have friends from all over. And I think that's what makes our experience that unique, is that while you may all be studying the same thing, you've certainly all come from different backgrounds, different majors, different religious traditions. And that adds to the experience you have in the classroom. When you start to think more globally, when you start to think using those critical thinking skills that a liberal arts and sciences education will provide you, really gives you an opportunity to get to know the world through the eyes of your classmates. We have about 90 majors to choose from at Xavier, and certainly you can choose any of those when you apply. You do choose a major, whether that is one of those 90 or our exploratory program, which is what we call our undecided students. Exploratory just sounds a little bit more active than passive. I will say, of these that I have listed, these top 10, this is just by numbers, not by any sort of success rate, but just a few things to point out. Our nursing program is a direct entry program. It is a 4-year Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Our biomedical sciences major is most often chosen by those students who wish to go on to medical school. Last year, we had a 92% placement rate into medical school, so we were very proud of that. Exercise science does lead to a master's in athletic training. Sports management is very popular. We also have a sports marketing, and certainly being in Cincinnati with our 3 major league sports teams, as well as our own D1 teams, give you some great opportunities for internships. And then our finance program is very unique because we do have our own capital fund on campus. Our D'Artagnan Capital Fund allows our students to invest $3.5 million of Xavier endowment. Right now that fund is valued a little over $4.5 million. So they're having a great year this year. One thing that keeps our students moving forward and certainly progressing them to sophomore year is the fact that every student at Xavier gets what we call a success team. So as an incoming freshman, everyone has an academic advisor, everyone has a financial aid counselor, and I think most importantly, everyone has a success coach. There are always going to be those questions and those bumps in the road that happen during freshman year, and the success coach is there to make sure that those questions don't become obstacles. Whether it's, hey, I'm not getting along with my roommate, or I'm feeling a little bit homesick, or wow, this French class is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. How do I find a tutor? That success coach is there to help guide the students. We'll also add a career coach in starting sophomore year so that our students are ready to move out into the world when they're done. Of course, I wish I had a better story to tell you about basketball season this year, but keep in mind that our stadium is right on campus. It does seat about 10,370, but best of all, tickets are free for students. School spirit is a huge part of the experience at Xavier. And again, it's that cool dichotomy of being 5,000 students, but a very big presence on the national scene. We would love to have you come visit. We are open for visitors. We have been open for visitors. We've got lots of options, whether it's during the week or on the weekends. If you just go to xavier.edu/visit, you will see all of those options and certainly get to experience the great city of Cincinnati. It's about 2.5 million people metro area. About 9 Fortune 1000 companies are headquartered there, and then about 360 of the Fortune 500 have a presence. So lots of great opportunities for our students to find those internships, which leads to the fact that within 6 months of graduation, 98% of our students have a job, a full-time job that requires a college degree, are in graduate school, or are doing something volunteer related. So there's my Xavier story. Certainly, I will be happy to answer whatever questions you have, but at this point, I want to pass it back to Russ so we can get on to the next school. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Julie. And I will use this time to remind everyone, use the Q&A button to ask questions of any of our representatives. And if it's for a specific one, just make sure to name the school in your question. We'll head west now and hear from the representative from Creighton University.
Hello, my name is Beth Piskel. I am the Chicago-based admissions officer with Creighton University. If you apply to Creighton, I'm the person who will read your application. I will be your go-to person for any questions about Creighton. Creighton is a Catholic Jesuit university. One of the most unique things about Creighton is that we are moderate in size, but incredibly complex academically. With an enrollment of 4,500 undergraduate students and 4,500 graduate and professional students, Creighton is one of the most complex universities of our size in the country.
I'm sorry to interrupt there. Are you sharing your screen right now, or attempting to?
I thought I was.
Yeah, we're not seeing it.
Okay, so sorry. Hold on.
That's okay.
Here.
I will let you know when it comes on.
I'm sorry, I maybe should just go ahead because I seem to be having trouble.
No problem.
Okay. So as I was saying, with an enrollment of 4,500 undergraduate students and 4,500 graduate and professional students, we are one of the most complex universities of our size in the country. Our classes are all taught by professors who will absolutely get to know you. With 80% of our students coming from out of state, we are truly a residential university. Our students come to us from each of the 50 states and 50 other countries. Our undergraduate colleges include the College of Arts and Sciences, the Heider College of Business, and the College of Nursing. These are the colleges high school students can apply to. We also have a graduate school and our professional schools of medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, physician assistant, and law. Creighton is quite well known for pre-professional study. All of our graduate and professional schools granted admission preference to Creighton undergraduate students. Many of our professional programs offer early assurance admission opportunities. Creighton is actually building a second health science campus in Phoenix that will include a second Creighton Medical School that will open this fall. This addition will make Creighton the largest Catholic healthcare educator in the country. Creighton's College of Nursing offers the opportunity for direct admission from high school. Nursing students benefit from extensive clinical experiences that happen locally during the school year, and then internships that can happen across the country during the summer. Our College of Nursing has a plan of study that does allow all nursing students to study abroad if they would like. Our Heider College of Business is direct entry and offers incredible opportunities for experiential learning. Our campus is ideally situated with multiple Fortune 500 companies that are located within walking distance. We are the only business college in the country that offers both a 4-year leadership development and a 4-year career development program for all business students. These programs provide intentional planning that helps to push our students to reflect on strengths and goals, pursue the best internships, consider double majors, and acquiring the skill sets that will open doors and lead to just great opportunities. We do have several unique practicum experiences on campus. Our investment portfolio practicum gives students the opportunity to invest $6.5 million of our endowment, providing very real-world experience. The IJ is the only student-run Apple store in the world and is located in our Heider College of Business. Students who take the IJ practicum have the opportunity to run the Apple store. Omaha is a beautiful city with a population around 1 million. Omaha was voted the #1 city for paid internships, offering more paid internships per capita than any other city in the country. We actually have more internship opportunities than we have students. Omaha was also voted the #1 city for new college graduates because it's a fun place to live. There are many job opportunities and the cost of living is low. We have hundreds of student clubs and organizations, including sorority and fraternity life, intramural and club sports, and great leadership opportunities. Because the vast majority of our students come to us from out of state, they stay on campus on the weekends. This lends itself to students taking advantage of the great opportunities, both on campus and in the city. True to the ideals of Jesuit education, Creighton students are passionate about service and social justice, giving back to the community. We have local service opportunities almost every day of the week. It's a huge Creighton tradition for students to spend their fall or spring breaks on service trips. In a typical year, our 8,500 students give more than 1 million hours of service to the community. Many Creighton students are committed to spiritual growth. They enjoy our beautiful St. John's Parish, which is centrally located on campus. Campus ministry is vibrant and many students take advantage of the retreat opportunities. There is incredible school spirit at Creighton. We are Division I and a part of the Big East Conference. Super excited to be heading off to the Sweet 16, where we will see our friends from Gonzaga on Sunday. Attendance at our home basketball games averages at 18,000, which places Creighton in the 5th spot in the country. We host the College World Series, which is a super fun summer activity. All Creighton students are given free admission to all of our home sporting events. We offer many study abroad opportunities, including our Global Scholars Program. Students in this program have 4 study abroad experiences during their 4-year undergraduate program of study. We are proud of our outcomes. Overall success rate is at 99%. Our College of Nursing has enjoyed 100% placement for years. Students can submit an application for admission starting August 1 before your senior year. All of our undergraduate colleges offer the option to apply test optional. We are open for in-person campus visits and tours and do offer virtual visits and tours as well. Please remember this about college admissions officers. It's our job to make sure you have access to all the information you need to make a great decision about college. Feel free to reach out to me if you have questions about Creighton. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And if you have immediate questions, use the Q&A button to ask them at any time. And also pay attention to the chat. That's where the representatives can send you information during this session. So look for that as well. Up next, let's hear from the representative from Fairfield University.
All right. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Ben. Identify with he, him pronouns, and I'm pretty stoked because I get to share a little bit about Fairfield today, Fairfield University, which is in Connecticut, and it's also my alma mater. So I'm stoked to have that opportunity to share with you. All right. So Fairfield University is a Catholic and Jesuit institution, as are all these schools, that was founded in 1942. And we are located in Fairfield, Connecticut. If you have ever been, it's kind of a quaint New England beach town with a suburban campus with access to the city. And our location, I think, is one of the things that attracts students most to our institution because you can live in that suburban campus setting with access a mile and a half down the road to the Long Island Sound. And then again, hour to an hour 15 into New York. You can kind of see in this little map here where we are if you've never been to Connecticut. But kind of over there, you can see Long Island, and we're right across from that. We're about 2 to 2.5 hours from Boston, about an hour 15 from New York, a few hours from Philly, about 5.5 hours from DC. But you know what's nice is that during my time, for everything from class to clubs and organizations, I had opportunities to go to all of these places, be outside the country studying abroad. Some of our students do internships over the summers in different cities across the country as well. But I think our location specifically is what often draws students to Fairfield as an institution. I mentioned that we are a Catholic and Jesuit institution. That's definitely a large part of our mindset, I guess is the way I'll put it. But it's really this idea of values more than all. So looking at caring for the whole person, being a person for and with others, because this idea of service, and then striving for excellence. So everything is focused on this idea of kind of mind, body, spirit is often the three little things that come out of that. But it's a holistic education where we're making sure that you have opportunities to, yes, practice faith if that's important to you in your process, but most of all, have those values ingrained in everything from clubs and organizations through your academics as a whole. That liberal arts and interdisciplinary education is just key to a student's success. We have professors that take students for service learning opportunities in our local community, as well as in places like the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe Reservation in South Dakota, and combine that with classwork to kind of apply what you're learning to benefit the community while also benefiting yourself. So again, those values are something are really important to us. When it comes to kind of data and kind of idea of how big we are, what we have to offer, we're about 4,000 undergraduate students. So I would say we're about a medium-sized institution, but our average class size is about 20 students. So I always like to laugh because I worked a few places after I graduated, and I just came back in August, and I saw a professor that I had never met before, or had met before, but only once in my first semester of college, and he had not seen me really at all since then. I took classes with other professors, and he saw me after 6.5 years, and he said, "Ben, what are you still doing here?" And I explained that I was working, but it went to show that even that one interaction in that one class with him allowed me to build a relationship that lasted much longer than I could have expected. But we've got 46 undergraduate majors. Many of them have minors attached to them. I'll show you those in a moment. We have students from all over the country and the world. But as many institutions, we have over 100 plus clubs, organizations, and affinity groups. We have 20 NCAA Division I varsity athletic sports, and just lots of opportunities to get involved and be a part of a tight-knit community that is focused on the idea of student success, not just getting you to college, but through and beyond. When it comes to academic offerings, we have a few different areas of study you can kind of look at here. So we have our College of Arts and Sciences, where the majority of our areas of study live. And then we have 3 other schools: the School of Business, School of Nursing and Health Studies, and our School of Engineering. I could tell you they're most popular, but in my opinion, I just like to share all of them and just say, if we have them because students are involved. They want those opportunities at our institution. Within the college, we also have opportunities for a 5-year education program, pre-law and pre-med tracks as well. And it's really focused on research opportunities. We are not a doctoral granting institution. And so our undergrads really get the load of those opportunities from our professors. School of Business, extremely highly ranked. We have a brand new School of Business on campus, and many of those students will do 2 to 3 internships during their time at Fairfield, both along the Metro North train line where we're on, but also in New York City, which is kind of ideal. So suburban campus, going to New York for those internships. The only direct entry program we have at all of Fairfield is actually our nursing program within that school. It's pretty selective, but all of our students, we have a 100% NCLEX pass rate for that, and our students do really well post-grad, my sister being one of them. Last but not least, our School of Engineering, definitely our smallest but most tight-knit school on campus. I like to focus in on here because students who want to be an engineer at a liberal arts institution, power to you, because you are not just learning how to do your job, but you're expanding your worldview, allowing you to kind of excel post-job responsibilities specifically. When it comes to kind of our average student, like applicant, our class of 2024 from the other year, our average student had about an A- average. That's, can be really differs from school to school because we're not comparing schools, looking at you within your curriculum. But we're looking for students with some rigor within their curriculum. We are a test optional institution. If you don't want to submit, you definitely don't have to. We like to say that if you feel your test score really represents you, awesome. If not, that's okay. This year, over 60% of our students did not submit test score. You can see how that compares to other years. Doesn't matter to us. If you feel strongly about submitting them, go for it. If not, totally fine. Other than that, we do measure demonstrated interest in our application process. So we have an optional interview that is optional but highly recommended. But attending different, virtual and in-person visits, depending on, if you're able to, is really important in our process as well. I kind of like to somewhat close out with this kind of slide here. So these are just 3 quick blurbs here. So within the Northern region, we have been awarded Best Undergraduate Teaching, which my dad is a professor. He would be very excited about that. We are apparently the best value in CT after Yale, also not the worst thing. And last but not least, this other one here at the bottom left, which was highlighted at a couple other schools that you all should really consider, is what kind of placement rate we have post-grad. So we have about a 98% placement rate. So as we're going along here, just keep that in mind that either jobs, service opportunities, or continuing education, it's 2 through and beyond. Hit me up with questions. Stoked to hear from you.
Thank you very much. And you can ask questions in the Q&A box. Just click it and ask your question at any time. If it's for a specific representative, just make sure to name the school in your question. Up next, we will hear from Carroll University.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining tonight. Give me one moment. All right, wonderful. Hello, my name is Abby Joyce, an Associate Director of Enrollment at Carroll University and a JCU alumna, class of 2008. Like each institution here today, we're proud to be one of the 27 Jesuit colleges and universities in the United States. Our beautiful 60-acre campus is located, residential campus is located in University Heights, a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio, just about a 5-hour drive and a short 58-minute plane ride from Chicago. As a mid-sized liberal arts university located in a major US city, you'll have access to the undeniable advantages that are both our community and the city of Cleveland offers. US News and World Report ranked Carroll number 2 in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest for 2020. That's because we strive for more than what's required academically, personally, and socially. And both our faculty and our staff empower you to achieve what others see as improbable. Our size is our advantage, as we're focused on a primarily undergraduate education. So while our faculty do amazing research, they've chosen JCU because teaching is their top priority. Faculty are the ones teaching your classes, which remain pretty small with the average class size of about 20 students. Faculty will get to know the real you, how your strengths translate into the right major and the right courses. They're able to support you in and out of the classroom and to help you reach your potential and meet your goals. In total, our student population is just about 3,000 students, so we're right on the cusp of a small to mid-sized institution. We have over 70 academic programs to explore that are in both our College of Arts and Sciences and then in our nationally ranked Fuller College of Business. To highlight a few, accountancy is top-notch at JCU. Our students have the highest CPA passage rate in the state of Ohio and rank in the top 20 nationally. On the other end of the spectrum, students in STEM are able to have hands-on research experience as early as freshman year. Research experiences are available with faculty, but also through partnerships like with the Cleveland Clinic, which is the #2 hospital in the nation and just minutes from our campus. Exercise science and sports studies is something we're nationally recognized for as well. We're often highlighted for our alumni in leadership positions as GMs, recruiters, and on coaching staffs for the NFL specifically. We're proud to have over 20 John Carroll alumni working on the sidelines or at the front offices. Outside the classroom, students are equally successful in their leadership opportunities within service experiences and athletics alike. JCU is nationally ranked for the number of service hours completed each year, even as a smaller institution. If you're interested in continuing as an athlete at the collegiate level, JCU has 23 Division III varsity sports from football, swimming, lacrosse, to name a few. Both our typical fall sports and our spring sports are in season right now this spring. So it's really awesome to see that JCU spirit alive. Regarding next steps, you can apply to John Carroll exclusively through the Common Application. We have an early action deadline of December 1st. We are excited to continue to be test optional for at least 2 additional years at this point. So it really does give you that flexibility to consider providing those test scores or not. By applying by December 1, you'll have opportunities to apply for our mission-based scholarship programs, honors program, the Leadership Scholars Program, a root-based scholars, which is a really nice in-depth focus on social justice. And then finally, our social innovations program, which is very unique and a focus on entrepreneurship. For students from both Chicago and Loyola, please know that there are exclusive scholarship opportunities for you, including the prestigious $30,000 Loyola Academy Scholarship. Keep an eye out for those details. These scholarships are just the first examples that you'll witness of the supportive and dedicated alumni network at JCU that is very much vibrant in the Chicagoland area. Please be sure to visit our website and follow us on social media to learn more about updates to the application process for this coming year. To connect with me, your enrollment manager, as I will be your one point of contact, the one working with you, but also working reviewing your application. You can go ahead and visit our website to also see campus virtually. But I'm also excited to share that we are open for in-person visits. We've done very nice at this in providing those opportunities. So we hope that you're able to join us maybe sometime this spring or over the summer. I really hope this gave you a little sneak into JCU, and I look forward to connecting with you to share more. Thanks for joining tonight.
Thank you very much. And a couple things I'm going to note. I've said it about 1,000 times. That's okay. I'm going to keep saying it. You can ask questions using the Q&A button. If it's for a specific school, just make sure you name the school in your question. Also, check out the chat. Make sure that you see the information there that representatives are sending you, like contact info, links, that sort of thing. Up next, let's hear from the representative from Gonzaga University.
Hi, everybody. Let me go ahead and just share my screen. My name is Zusal Aguilar, and I am a senior admission counselor here at Gonzaga University in Spokane, Washington. And start the timer. My contact information is on this slide as well as the last slide, but like during this college fair or in this session, we are a Jesuit university as well. We're a small to medium-sized Jesuit university. And like my colleagues mentioned, Jesuits are an order of Catholic priests that focus on education for social change, for social impact. Like I mentioned, we're a small to medium-sized school, so about 52 to 5,300 undergraduate students, and it's primarily an out-of-state school. So it's about 55% are out-of-state or international, about 45% are in-state. So for those of you that are, coming from an out-of-state school or from out of state, we have lots of programs and lots of students that are also in the same position that they can't go home for like the 3-day weekends, a shorter break. So we offer a lot of outdoor programming, service opportunities, and just programming to just explore the Spokane area and the Pacific Northwest. So we have a multitude of different support that we offer to students. One that I like to highlight, Center for Student Academic Success. So we will register you for your first semester of courses, so you don't have to worry about what classes that you need for your major. If you're coming in undecided, we'll take care of that for you. So you just have to focus on moving over to Washington. So these were the statistics that I personally was looking at when I was looking at universities. So we provide a smaller academic experience while feeling like a larger school in terms of spirit, involvement, engagement. And so our faculty work with our smaller class sizes, and all of our classes are taught by faculty. We don't have grad assistants or TAs or anything like that teaching our courses. It's your faculty. Retention rate is how many first-year students returned as second year. So generally that can show expectations being met and resources being offered. So for our academic programs, we have 5 undergraduate schools, and I've highlighted some of the key programs within those. Biology and psychology can both do research concentrations, which is a really cool opportunity, and they have chances to go and present their research at conferences. And then with business, we have 2 different degrees, business and accounting, and then you have different concentrations within those, and you can do like 5th year MBA, Masters in Science Taxation, and Masters in Accounting programs. We have a sports management program as well as other teaching and education degrees. For our engineering and nursing, those are both direct admission programs, and you have to, it's not a separate application, you just have to make sure that you put that major in your application so we can consider you for that program. We do have pre-professional programs, and they're listed there, and those aren't majors, those are paired with a major, and they have an advisor specific to the pre-professional program that's just making sure that you're prepared for that specific graduate application process. One of the big draws to the university is our study abroad program. So it's about 55% of our students that study abroad while they're on campus. So it's a really popular part of the university. Here, let me go ahead and turn off my camera. It's messing with the speed of this. So just very popular at the university. Our most popular program is Gonzaga in Florence, since that's our actual university in Florence, Italy. And we have programs in every continent except for Antarctica. The most popular programs being like Auckland, New Zealand, Glasgow, and Scotland. This is a clip from Zambia and Zimbabwe. That's a very popular program as well. So life on campus, we're very seasonally distinct. In the past couple of days, I feel like I've gotten all 4 of them. We've had a little bit of hail. It's very sunny out right now. It was pouring yesterday. So it's just that this is kind of just spring weather. In terms of student life, we're very active. We have over 140 different clubs, and there are academic-based clubs as well as professional societies. We have like a swing dance club, a man's best friend club. So it's a club that they just have their appreciation for how much they love dogs. And there's just a lot of opportunities to really engage on and off campus. In terms of athletics, we are a D1 program for all of our teams, men and women's, and we also have club sports as well as intramurals. All tickets are free for our undergraduate students. We have about 1,250 student tickets, and our stadium is about 9,000 for our basketball stadium, and we have specific D1 facilities as well as facilities dedicated to students, like our gym. We have different fields and things that are non-D1 facilities, so students can utilize those as well. So in terms of Spokane, we are the 2nd largest city in the state of Washington. We're a city super close to downtown. It's about half a mile, very outdoorsy. There are lots of skiing and snowboarding mountains close by. We have about 5 within 2 hours. Very big on hiking, skiing, rock climbing, snowshoeing. So just a very active city. We have a great restaurant life, very vibrant city overall. So really great to have a city as well as a lot of outdoor activities super close by. So in terms of admission, you apply on the Common App. The deadline is December 1st. We only have a 1 application deadline. We don't have early action or early decision or anything like that. Like I mentioned, direct admission into nursing and engineering, and then I've listed our incoming class averages there. our middle 50%. Those aren't requirements. Those are just where a majority of our students landed for their GPA and test scores. And we are test optional completely, even with direct admission programs, as well as consideration for merit scholarship. We do admission interviews. Those are optional. We take a look at demonstrated interest, and if you're applying to a direct admission program, that can be really helpful, or if you're around that academic profile. In FinAid, it's by FAFSA, so you just need to fill that out by December 1st. We have application-based scholarships that are due January 1st, and there is one specific to students who attend a Catholic high school, so that's a great one to apply to. And you are automatically considered for merit scholarships. So let me go ahead and just stop that share. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and you can send a question in the chat or in the Q&A. I'll send my contact information as well.
Thank you very much. Again, the Q&A for questions, and look for the chat for our information from our representatives. Up next, let's hear from Loyola University, Chicago.
Thank you, Russ. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to pull up the presentation right here. But just to get started, my name is Cody Strolia, and I'm an admissions counselor at Loyola Chicago. It's been a great week so far for us, and hopefully for you as well. But we have so much content, so we're going to get right into it here today. So we're Chicago's Jesuit Catholic University. We were founded in 1870, which, fun fact, was actually before the Chicago fire. So we've been in Chicago for quite a long time. And at the heart of our Jesuit tradition is care for the whole person, or care personalis, as I'm sure many of you know at Loyola. And we actually happen to be the largest of 27 Jesuit colleges in the United States. We want you as a student to grow academically, but we also want to push you socially, globally, and spiritually through a holistic education. So for those of you that are listening in, of course, the liberal arts side of education is very important to developing great leaders, and we want students to have a well-rounded education in the arts, sciences, philosophy, regardless of your major. And beyond that, we also would like you to have a global perspective during your time at Loyola. And finally, for those of you that want to be able to have hands-on learning and opportunities outside the classroom, Loyola could be the great place for you. Our nursing students have clinical rotations throughout the Chicagoland area. Our students in our School of Education have opportunities for student teaching in Chicago public schools. Our marketing and business students have opportunities to consult with local nonprofit organizations and other great organizations nearby. And so if you're someone that is thinking about being in Chicago, being hands-on in the community, and giving back, it could be a fantastic fit. With this in mind, we have actually over 12,000 undergraduate students at Loyola Chicago. And we are not just an Illinois school. We have students coming in from all 50 states and even 120 countries worldwide. We have more students coming in from out of state, in fact. And as a former student myself, having graduated in 2017, I will say that is really quite the experience. In the classroom, for instance, in one of my business classes, I had students coming in from Spain, Venezuela, Iceland, and Colombia, and that was in one group project alone. And so that is something that you can look forward to in the classroom. Beyond that, we have quite a diverse community at Loyola. We have about 41% of our students coming in from communities of color, and we would like students to know that we want you to be empowered. We want you to bring to light your true and authentic self. And we have our Student Diversity and Multicultural Affairs Office to help you with this. They're a Davis Student Center. They have amazing resources and a great team that's wanting to connect you to other students and to connect you with other resources on campus. Beyond that, we are a faith community. And so we do have about 55% of our students who identify as Roman Catholic, and we have daily mass and opportunities in our Madonna del Estrada Chapel here in the middle of our Lakeshore campus throughout the week. And even beyond that, we even have in our Davis Student Center our Hall of Faith, where we have opportunities for students of other faith backgrounds within the Hindu faith, the Jewish faith, Islamic faith, to be able to have their own spaces dedicated to carrying on in their own faith tradition. So as you just saw the picture of the Lakeshore campus, here's a little bit more though about it. We are located in Rogers Park, which is the northernmost neighborhood of the city of Chicago. We're about 20 minutes north of downtown. And so this is the start of the Loyola experience. This is where you'll find all of our first-year residence halls. This is where we have 4 of our main colleges, our College of Arts and Sciences, our Marcellus Neff School of Nursing, our School for Environmental Sustainability. We happen to be one of the greenest schools in the country, by the way, being on the green honors list. And then lastly, we also have our Parks School of Health Sciences and Public Health, which is very relevant. And so for those of you that are looking to be in the city of Chicago, the Lakeshore campus is wonderful. It's in a residential area. And so you do have a campus that is built so that you have the feeling of being in a college while still being able to take advantage of the city. And beyond that, though, we also have another campus, and this is located downtown off of Michigan Avenue. and it's called the Water Tower Campus. And so this is the home of our Quinlan School of Business, our School of Communication, School of Social Work, and School of Education. Many students love this because they can actually work down in the city, perhaps through internships while taking class, and even beyond that, they can still get involved. There's spaces for students, organizations, libraries, dining, everything that you would like to have in a full service campus. The Water Tower does have that. So going back to academics, we are a school that prides ourselves on a smaller classroom size. We have the ideal 14:1 student to faculty ratio so that you can be successful in the classroom. And beyond that, we have average classes of 26. And so when you're in the high school classroom right now, you likely want to be able to get to know your teachers. And at Loyola, you'll find the professors want to get to know you as well. All of our classes are taught by professors. Professors are doing research or they're involved in the industry in which they are experts in. And they want to find different ways to help you succeed, whether that's in research, opportunities for internships and recommendations, or simply just being able to talk to you in office hours and after class. We do offer quite a few 5-year programs at the university, but beyond that, we have 80+ majors to pick from. And if you come in to Loyola, you can come in undecided. We only have 2 main programs that we ask you to apply for as an incoming student, which would be for our engineering science program, as well as our nursing program. Nursing is a direct entry program, and so we do ask that students consider applying as early as they can. Beyond this, all of these programs, though, are in play, and you can decide your major up until the end of your second year. Now, moving along, as this PowerPoint takes a moment, I do want to mention real fast, we do have quite a few study abroad programs to consider, over 150 in 70 countries worldwide. And so we do like students to be able to consider going abroad in that case. And that's where you can also learn by doing and internships and beyond. And I'm sure many of you would like to know about our application process. I see Russ is here. And so with the application, we do have an application set for December 1st is the deadline, but it opens up on August 1st. And so you have quite a bit of time to be able to apply as for incoming seniors. And so with this, it's a free application on our website, as well as in the Common App and the Coalition application. And it is a very straightforward process. Our scholarships at the university range from $10,000 to $26,000 per year. They're renewable for all 4 years. We even have scholarships for students coming from Jesuit high school. So check out our website, and I'll post my contact information down below if you would like to get in contact with me. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you very much. I'm going to invite everyone, or all of our representatives, to join us back on screen with their cameras and their microphones on. And I'm going to do a quick little Q&A and have you answer in the same order that you presented. And the question we'll have is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process right now? We'll start with Xavier University.
Thanks, Russ. Since I am talking to students at a Jesuit high school, I will say, take some time to do a little discernment. Don't just rush into creating a list of schools that you've heard of or schools that your friends go to, but really take some time to stop and think about what makes you, you. You know, what are you good at? What do you know that you could never major in? What are the things that you do outside of the classroom that really feed your soul and make you who you are? And then kind of get a sense of how important are those things to you in your college search process. Because as you're looking at all of the cool things we all have to offer, what you're really trying to do is make that match between you and an institution. So decide through that discernment what's most important to you in finding that fit at your college or university.
Creighton University.
So I really like to encourage kids to have fun with this whole process. I get it that finding a college can be stressful, but it can really be a lot of fun. Visiting campuses with your families can be a blast. College towns and the cities the colleges are located in tend to be really fun places. And so try to take the time to enjoy that and get a sense about not just our campus, but our community when you have the chance to get out and visit.
Fairfield University.
First, my biggest thing is that, we're all here for a reason as counselors. Yes, of course, we want you to apply to our institutions and if you're admitted to attend them, but our main focus is really to make sure that you feel informed on the process and that you know what we have to offer and how you get there. We all do things a little bit differently, and every school can be a great fit. These are all great schools on the screen, and there are so many others. Use the admission counselors as resources to make sure that you best understand how to make that informed, right, or best fit decision on your next home for 4 years. So we've got you. Hit us up.
Carroll University.
So my recommendation right now is that many students probably are a little zoomed out, tired of the virtual opportunities, but you know what's wild? This is probably allows you to explore college better than maybe any other generation before. So take advantage of all of these opportunities. You'll learn about schools so differently. You'll be able to do virtual visits. You can fly over campuses on a video. So it's really allowed the admission process to change a little bit. So even though I know you probably don't want to do one more Zoom, take advantage of them because they do really help you maybe narrow down your choices before you go ahead and drive out and visit a campus.
Gonzaga University.
So I oversee all of our application-based scholarships in our undergraduate office, and I would say that really consider applying to these scholarships. Strong applicants rise really quickly within the pool, and I always tell students that for our application-based scholarships, we awarded like 50% of our applicants scholarships. And so take a look, consider, answer those questions and take some time with those. But that would be my biggest recommendation is look at the scholarships that each of these schools are offering.
Loyola University, Chicago.
I would say the best parts of the application process is developing your relationship with your admissions counselor. I know that's been said before, but I can't stress that enough. It's great to have a connection in any form to be able to reach out and ask things like, are there scholarships I can apply for? Are there opportunities to visit campus? And just in general, what is the culture like on campus? They will be able to connect you with current students and even answer questions about your major programs that you may be looking into. And so I highly recommend contact your admissions counselor overall.
Well, thank you all for sharing that advice. And I want to thank everyone for coming to this session and attending. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, there is another round of sessions coming up. Sign up for additional ones if you haven't done so already. And in about a week, you'll be able to find the sessions recording as well as all of the other session recordings, strivescan.com/Loyola. Once again, I want to thank each of our representatives for sharing great information tonight. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Take care.